You're going to use, okay? First thing you're going to do, you're going to look at the grader. You're going to tell them, ensure that the weapon is unsafe. Then you're going to open the barrel. Inspect the barrel, make sure there's nothing in it. Put the round in it. Seat the round. Close the tube. Put it on fire and engage. You've got 20 seconds to do that. You understand? Then you have to unload it. So you're going to say, put the weapon on safe. Open the tube. Oh, finger always out of the trigger. Finger always out of the trigger, right? Open the tube. Take the round out. Secure it on the table or in your pouch. Don't drop it. Close the tube and then look at the grader and say, weapon is unsafe. You understand? You have 20 seconds to do both of those, I think. Is it 20 seconds for both of them? Your book will tell you. Yeah. Do you need 20 seconds to do that shit?
No.
All right. Like I've told everybody else. If you fuck up or no-go the 320, not a big deal. Just walk your ass into those woods and never turn the fuck around. You got me? All right, let's talk about the M4. Now, open your EIB books or your E3B books. What's the MOS in here?
11 Bravo.
All right. Quick. Get your books out. Hurry up. All right, turn to page 26. You've got 5 things you have to do. You have to clear the weapon. You have to load the weapon. You have to engage the enemy with the weapon. You have to reduce the malfunction. And you have to clear the weapon again. You've got 30 seconds to do all of that. Understand? Look. Are we there? Who's got a voice that can everybody can hear? What's your rank back there? Corporal. Do they not sell corporal rank for that fucking what it's not? That's right, partner. You'll get it fixed next time. Page 26, section 1, subsection C, D, and E. Read that for me out loud, Corporal.
Pull the charging handle rearward. Press and hold the button of the bolt catch. Delta. Allow bolt to move forward until it engages the bolt catch. Release the bottom of the bolt catch. Echo. Return the charging handle to the forward position. Foxtrot. Ensure
No, don't worry about Foxtrot. C, D, and E. What is it asking you to do there, fellas? Lock the bolt to the fucking rear. You got me? When you're going through the rest of your stations and the fucking book gets wordy like that, just identify what it's asking you to do, scratch the rest of that shit out, and just fucking lock the bolt to the rear. You got me? Okay, so the way we're going to start, or the way the weapon is going to start, some of you will probably call it arms room configuration, right? So it's going to be bolt forward, it's going to be on semi, trigger pulled with the dust cover closed, right? Bolt forward and triggers pulled to relieve the tension on the firing spring so it doesn't just sit in the arms room, getting fucked up. You got me? All right. So with it in that configuration, the first thing I want you to tell me that you're going to do with it, is the first thing that your book says. I want you to tell me you're going to point it in a safe direction. Okay? You're going to, as best you can, verbalize each of your steps or exaggerate what you're doing, right? So that it will be beyond contestation that you fucked up or you don't know what you're doing. You got me? Okay. So, point in a safe direction. What's the next thing you're going to do?
Make sure the weapon's on.
Attempt to place the weapon on safe. Because of the configuration it's in, unless your weapon is broken, it won't go on safe. But it is never a bad idea to attempt to put a weapon on safe before you start fucking with it. Okay? So we're going to attempt to put the weapon on safe. It won't go on safe. What's the next thing you're going to do?
Lock the bolt to the rear.
Lock the bolt to the rear. C, D, and E. All that shit. It should just say lock the bolt to the rear. Right? And yes, I have seen people that don't return their forward or their charging handle. You got me? Right? Which is why at least one day out of the year should be set aside for National Puncher Recruiter in the fucking face there. So, lock the bolt to the rear. Now what are we going to do? Inspect. All right? So we're going to inspect to make sure there's nothing in there. Right now, I hear people say, I'll conduct my 3-point inspection, as if they're changing oil at fucking Meineke, right? Don't bother with that, just an inspection, right? Whatever, no ammo. What's the last thing you're gonna do here?
Start the
Place the weapon on safe. Now, if you want to do that at the same time, inspect safe. Inspect safe. You got me? Then do that. Okay? Now the weapon is clear. The next thing we have to do is load the weapon. What are you going to do?
Insert a magazine.
Insert a magazine. What are you going to do with it?
Tap it.
Tap. This is tap. Slap the fucking magazine, right? Now listen, as 11 Bravos and professionals, you should understand this. Does slapping up on the bottom of the magazine ensure that it's properly seated? Yes. As the book suggests, it does?
No.
A little tug. Now this is real world shit. A little tug is a better way to ensure that it's properly seated, okay? Someday, if you get into a little bit of a fight and you try to load a full 30 round magazine into, let's say, a bolt forward weapon, you could get your ass into a little trouble, right? That's real world stuff. Out here at EIB, I need you to slap up on the bottom of the magazine. You got me? All right, we're about to fire a round, so what do you need to do next? Not ride, right? When we say ride, we imply that we're hanging onto a charging handle, releasing the bolt catch, and allowing the bolt to go forward. We're just going to send it, right? All right, so we're going to send the bolt forward. What's next? Something none of you have ever had to do, I would presume. Tap the forward assist. All right? Then we're going to what? From safe to semi and engage. At some point during your engagement, whether it's the first click or the second or the third pull of the trigger, you're going to get a malfunction. When you get that malfunction, what do I need you to do?
Immediate action.
Immediate action, and that looks like what?
Tap, rack, reassess.
All right, let me take a look. All right, they're teaching you slap, rack, reassess, right? That means you decided you're going to burn this motherfucker down. Bang, 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 your weapon malfunctions. Finger comes out straight, indexed along the frame of the weapon. Slap, rack. Now, when you have ammo, that bolt is going to go forward, right? So I need you to play the game out here and send it forward for me, okay? And then reassess. You know what? Maybe he's not such a bad guy after all. Is that what the fuck you're gonna do? Listen to me, 11 Bravos. If he was fucking good enough to shoot once, he is good enough to shoot a second time. Understand? Slap, rack, squeeze. You got me? Slap, rack, squeeze. Okay? The weapon is either gonna misfire or go dry, right? You'll be black on ammo. When that happens, on part 5 there in your book, I think subsection B, it says lock the bolt to the rear if not already. Okay? No matter what happens, and once we get some ammo out here, you're going to figure out what is going to happen. You got me? So if you're out of ammo, the bolt is going to do what? Lock to the rear. If there was another misfire or something, the bolt is going to what? Stay forward. So you're going to have to... Now that we've had a second stoppage or we're out of ammo, all I want you to think is, fuck it, I'm done with this gun for the day. So whether it's a misfire or you're out of ammo, I want you to attempt to put the weapon on safe. Attempt to put the weapon on safe. Remove the source. Lock the bolt to the rear. Observe. Safe. I can put the gun away. Bolt forward. Dust covered closed. Time stop. You got me? All right. Put your books away. I want you to spend 4 minutes doing that, and then we'll